Azathoth. Out in the mindless void, the demon bore me, past the bright clusters of dimension space, till neither time nor matter stretched before me, but only chaos without form or place. Here the vast Lord of all in darkness muttered things he had dreamed but could not understand, while near him shapeless bat things flopped and fluttered in idiot vortices that ray streams fanned. They danced insanely to the high, thin whining of a cracked flute clutched in a monstrous paw, whence flow the aimless waves whose chance combining gives each frail cosmos its eternal law. I am his messenger, the demon said, as in contempt he struck his master's head.
Welcome to another episode of Faustian Fan Mail, where I, your living personification of evil, your father of sin, yet also the most stunning and beautiful, not to mention mightiest symbol of perfection, because I am more powerful than God, greater than God, better looking than God, not to mention smarter than God, because I'm not God and never want to be anything close to God. He is a victim of his own design, tied down to his constant struggles to live up to mankind's image of the immaculate, omnipresent, omniscient and omnipotent being of purity and perfection that he must be for mankind to even consider him to be God. In my opinion, it's the entitlement to the universe's biggest sucker, I would bet Trump would fit the troll nicely now, wouldn't he? You see, it's not vanity that is my issue, it's self-confidence. Now this section of my videos, for those that are just grazing through video suggestions, is where I go through my online links, where I answer many questions and choose the most viewed and best selected questions and display them here. So without further delay, let us begin this YouTube talk show. Isn't Christianity just another form of Satan? Is not Lucifer used to manipulate man just as God manipulated the universe? Your cynicism is duly noted. However, my research into the topic places Satan and Lucifer as two separate entities prior to the rebellion in heaven, where Lucifer was his angelic name and Bartholomew was Satan's name, who was a seraphim within the choir of heaven. Their duties were that of the flying babies with harps in the art depictions, though technically they took the activities of the universe and supported the omniscience of God by taking the memories of the deeds and events and converted them into a symphonic melody which would be sung in praise to him. Satan's place was among this choir. Lucifer actually was not ranked among heaven's hosts, but rather the first creation of God, or a part of his first creation, Adam. Lucifer was like the living easel for God while he designed Adam's life and destiny, which was all bound and wrapped within this angelic character, marking highlights of Adam's destiny through the entitlements of Lucifer's persona. It was why Lucifer was the only angel God had ever designed with free will. When God enlightened Lucifer to this, it was depicted in scripture as Lucifer being told to prostrate before Adam, but actually it can be no better described, now mankind has developed the language skills to do so, that Lucifer was told to merge with Adam so that his designed destiny of Adam's life could be inserted. However, God forced himself to turn a blind eye to the effects of Adam eating the apple because that was the way he had designed it to occur in order for him to genuinely be upset and cast them out of the garden. When Adam ate of the fruit, he consumed a part of God's essence within the tree of life, where God's essence sank in itself and created all life on earth. The collision of God's incalculable presence and power not only set the limit and countdown of Adam's life, but it changed him on a subatomic particle scale. The merger of energies not only affected Adam but directly affected God as well, and he too began experiencing changes such as human emotion. God's basic form within the creator aspect was ultimately a design of principalities, as were the angels had created. Each were given a power and a specific function within the universe. Emotion and free will were not a part of their aspect's design. However, when Adam ate the apple, God developed the capacity of emotion, which resulted in the angry and wrathful God of later scripture, and also led to the further effect of God being able to incarnate as Jesus. As the corruption of God's intangible state became more and more unstable, how do I change the attribute of a demon's soul? By calling upon their angelic counterparts. Each principality, demon, or demon of sin within the hierarchy of hell, has a dual principality counterpart that can neutralize the effects of each demon's power and characteristic traits. However, to change those characteristics, you must lead the demon to become more knowledgeable about the definitions of his attributed powers and traits that will help him understand the next level of that attributed traits' associated skills that occur through cause and effect scenarios, and the progression from there on. This understanding to the demon will cause him to change his fundamental principles, gaining a new skill of that trait discovered, but also losing his ability to manipulate that specific attribute he once possessed and had caused problems with. For all those who do not believe the devil exists, wrap your head around this cog in the machine. First, you must understand what the devil is. The biblical Christian and Catholic reputation is only one part of the devil. Evil comes in many forms. But the ultimate compiled multicultural summarized definition of the devil is that he is the ultimate repercussion for mankind's sins against himself and those around him. An ultimate fate caused by mankind's recession in cultural evolution. The byproduct of, say for example, the society at large mankind has become. The devil is the ultimate fairy tale monster become real from a byproduct of its own design that finally had enough and went that extra mile to become whatever is necessary to end that which made it. Whatever the cost, it knows no limits. The devil is whatever you think he might be in your own conception of extreme possibilities, and you will find him always just beyond what you had conceived, just beyond the limits of imagination, maintaining that extreme composure. And that concept is what perpetuates the eternal fear in him, for we fear what we can't understand. But that is only him in definition as best that is possible. So you see, the devil is inevitable and cannot be stopped from becoming who he is. And the best part is the devil doesn't need anyone to believe in him to do what he does. In fact, the only thing that might help him is that you believe the lies he promotes to avert attention from him while he works. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was making the world believe he didn't exist when they all knew he was standing right before them. Now, do any of you wish to reaffirm your prior set belief, or should we continue on with the show's main event? Spoiler alert, in this showcase someone always dies in the end. A magician can't let his best act's secrets to get out. It would ruin the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to direct your attention to the center stage, where you will bear witness to terrifying sights that will haunt you till the day you die. Behold the Circus Diabolique, and let the nightmare begin.